Welcome to the Geek and I podcast. My name is John. We are here tonight talking episode 7 of season 3, Star Trek Picard. Joining us again, our crew, minus one. Please welcome Debbie and Jeff. Hey, everybody. How are ya?
Doing
and
good.
Chewy.
My Chewy. At least has to get in the picture.
Hey guys.
Stupid cat.
I think the cat's had his, what do you call it, the 15 minutes?
Oh, she's way past the 15 minutes.
Yeah.
She does have fans on the Star Wars show. She, people.
We could call it.
Yeah, okay. So we are here talking episode 7, Star Trek Picard. What did you guys think? Let's just do actually, you know what? Let's do this. There was some news today about in Star Trek land. Did you guys hear about it?
I wasn't on social media much today. I was out.
So apparently the green light has come down about a new show called Starfleet Academy. So from what I understand is they're pitching this as the Hogwarts of Star Trek. And
it was a lot different before, though.
It was a lot different?
Well, it was originally supposed to be how Kirk and Spock met at the Academy, but then J.J. Abrams ran with that a little bit. But that's what the original storyline for the Starfleet Academy, the TV show, was supposed to be about. So
okay. That's, I would
do
that.
They just tweaked it up a little bit. Rather
than what they're doing. It looks like it is it takes place during the Discovery years. So I don't know if, I don't know how it's going to be accepted if it's during the Discovery years. And according to Kurtzman here, it says, the coursework will be rigorous. The instructors among the brightest lights in their respective fields, and those accepted will live and study side by side with some of the most diverse population of students ever admitted. So, I don't know. It's
sounds about right.
Yeah, it's probably going to be one that I'll watch maybe an episode or two and then be like, okay, I see where this is going. And
no, man, you'll drop out when the credits start rolling.
You know what? Probably. As soon as the main theme comes on, I'll be like, let's see. Let's put on Yellowstone. So
that's slower, man. Oh, man.
Yellowstone is awesome. But don't get me started. And I don't know if you guys have seen the other Taylor Sheridan on Paramount Plus, the Stallone
King
show. Tulsa King? Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I like it. Mayor Kingstown is good.
Into it. It's really good.
And then there's rumors now that Kevin Costner is having issues with his contract for Yellowstone. So here's my idea. There's a business deal that the daughter sets up on Yellowstone, and it falls through. And it just so happens that she goes into business with Stallone. So he has to pay a visit to the Yellowstone Ranch. And that's how we say goodbye to Kevin Costner. we have Sylvester Stallone leave him somewhere along the roadside on the way to the train station. So, but that's a different genre, right? How do we say it? That's the wrong show,
franchise?
man. Yeah, wrong
There you
franchise, man. So we're here talking Star Trek Picard season 7. So quickie overview. What did you guys think of the episode?
Start with Debbie. She's got notes.
Yeah, I got notes. I thought it was a darker episode in regards to some of the crew member dealing with their moral compass and, whether to, I don't want to say too much before we even get to that part, but, just dealing with their moral compass as to whether to, take out some people. And, TNG has always dealt with Utopia Star Trek, and now we're kind of getting out of that, and so good episode regardless, but it's getting dark, and hopefully they will find their way out of the darkness and come to the light side of the Force.
What do you got, Jeff?
Well, I really like the struggle within Data. Man, that was really killer. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, Deb, and I was like, I was not much of a next gen. John's been slowly feeding me episodes, and I've seen all the highlight episodes with the original crew because that was my Star Trek. But I'm really, really, really impressed with season 3. If anyone was to watch Picard, forget the first 2. Go enjoy it. Then if you want some backstory, go backwards. It worked for Star Wars.
Yeah. The this episode was kind of, I know it was necessary because they never really explain why Vadic is doing what she's doing. And we still have a little of a mystery of who the flaming skull from the hand is, when she goes and talks to the hand. We don't know who that is yet, what race that is. But, to have 44 minutes of exposition was kind of rough on this one, but it was still enjoyable. It was better than a lot of the stuff that you've seen in the past from Star Trek especially. So, you guys ready to jump into this one? We'll just jump right in.
Jump right in.
Yep.
All right. So,
make it so.
Engage.
Wrong franchise. Oh wait, no, that's the right
No,
franchise.
it's the right one.
That's the right one. Okay.
Okay, Debbie, you got to start your intro like you normally do.
What's my intro? It's been a long day. I don't know what I'm
on-
doing. Oh yeah, that's right.
You did a
This
very
week-
good intro last week.
This week on Card, episode 7, Dominion.
So we start off the episode after the previously on, and they get us all caught up. Which kind of, oh, I forgot. Okay, so now we're safe.
That should be the intro of the show. The Geek and I.
we start off- Cause accidents, people watching it in their car.
Mm-hmm.
So we start off in this junkyard. After we hear 3 blind mice being whistled. Any ideas what that? Why 3 blind mice? Did you pick up anything?
I didn't. I didn't know the significance of it.
I was just thinking
Yeah, I didn't.
about,
I couldn't
you
figure it out
know,
either. Even though she does it again, and at the end, but yeah, it starts off for some reason with 3 blind mice, and then we go into this junkyard, and I had to look this one up, and I've seen Deep Space Nine from beginning to end, but such a long time ago that I did not realize what this was. So apparently this is the Chintaka scrapyard. And from doing some research, I think you know where it's from, Debbie?
It's from I think part of the Dominion War where the Federation basically got their butts kicked.
Right. They had apparently there was 2 big battles in this area of space, and the Chintaka scrapyards is where the Federation ships were wiped out by the Dominion in a huge battle. So that was a nice callback. And then I guess that started the Easter eggs for this week, because there was quite a few, and one that really, and I hate to say it made me want to watch the entire series now, even though it's, not one of my favorites. We have here, they're talking to somebody on the main viewer and running voice analysis to see if it's an accurate voice or a changeling, because as you know, you cannot trust anybody. And I thought this was very, very well done. I enjoyed the way they did it, because it turns out that Seven is questioning in her own little spy versus spy way. She's questioning Tuvok, and
yeah, I didn't know who he was. I had to look it up.
I knew who he was.
Like,
I was just like, wow. I mean, the cameos just keep coming.
I forgot.
Yeah. So
about it.
now Tuvok is captured. So we know he's somewhere, and he's for the moment, he's still alive, because she tests him, and apparently he passed the test, but then she throws this little curveball in about some little game that they used to play, which he passed, and then talking about what do I have it? Acheon? Is it Acheon 7 or Acreon 7?
Acleon.
Acleon. Oh, that's an L. Oh. Apparently my handwriting isn't what it used to be. Yeah. Acleon 7. So, I guess there was some kind of, what do they call it? The Ponfar? Is it the Ponfar? Not the Ponfar. What did they call
the
that?
mind meld? Are you talking about?
With the riots.
Oh. thought you were talking about communicating. How far is
Oh,
everything?
colonar?
Colonar, right?
Oh,
That's right. Yeah, I was thinking
okay.
colonoscopy, but it's colonar. So
Wrong.
Ow!
Not very
no, it's
fun.
no, yeah, yeah. It's kind of like watching Discovery. Colonoscopy is like watching
That's why it's
Discovery.
called Discovery.
Yeah.
Oh man, the show's already going down in the toilet. There you go.
All right. So they had the colonar, I guess, revolt or riot or whatever they called it, and
Demonstrations.
she called. Oh, right, the demonstrations, and she said that no Vulcan would ever be caught dead because of it on that planet, and that's how they knew that. That's how she knew it wasn't Tuvok. And there he is with that smug. You caught me, but guess what? We're not done with him, and by the time we're done with you, you'll all wish death because it'll be a relief as to compared to what you're gonna get.
You know what I was thinking? He looks a little like Yoda when I first saw it.
I don't remember
He
his
does.
ears being like that.
I know they're bigger, right?
Well, they seem
No,
to
his,
be curlier or something. I don't know.
No,
It just looked weird.
yeah, his ears. I did go back to a Voyager episode, and his ears are like that on Voyager.
Are they? Wow.
He have bigger hair.
No, it wasn't. This wasn't made in the 70s.
Check him out! Wow.
So, and the really nice touch is when it turns out that, he thinks that they've fooled everybody, and they play the Voyager theme, and it goes right in there, and it's like, oh, I never watched this show from beginning to end, but it makes me want to watch it because of all these little things that come in and out, and it's like I want to see that, but then I turn it on, I'm like, I can't watch this. So then
I'm surprised
changes.
because you lasted through Deep Space Nine, but you can't watch Voyager. I'm backwards on that one. I like Voyager.
Yeah, no, Deep Space Nine was great because it turned out to be what I've always wanted in a science fiction show, was a continuing story from episode to episode. And I thought that's what made Deep Space Nine, enjoyable for me.
I'm not sure how you got into Star Trek to begin with because it was never like that from the original series.
Well, I just liked Next Generation because I had never had a Star Trek series before. I never watched the originals, even in
Really?
syndication.
Wow.
Never watched it.
Are you
Yeah,
The
younger?
first
guy.
time that huh?
Are you younger
My
than me?
I don't know.
You were born in the 80s, right? Like
Who?
85, 86? John.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You were allowed to watch Star Trek, I bet. That's why it is.
Yeah, I was. I was in high school. I
When you
was
got into Star
what did it
Trek?
come out? 87. That's the year I graduated high school.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh,
You're talking
you
about
are
generation
younger than
again.
me.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's younger.
I'm younger.
So
See, I grew up in the 70s watching Star Trek and reruns during
Mm-hmm.
the late night, like at 10:30, 11
Yep.
o'clock, like that.
That was me also.
no, my first encounter with the original crew was seeing the motion picture in theaters.
Really?
Didn't like it. Never went back for another one. I guess maybe that's why. To me, it was boring. You know, I was a Star Wars kid, so that kind of felt boring to me. But then I got The Wrath of Khan on home video, and I remember sitting in the center of the room with the surround sound and the scene where the surprise attack with the Reliant and the way Kirk got out of that. I can remember sitting there and my heart beating out of my chest with in nervousness. How are they going to get out of this? And that's when I fell in love with Star Trek. Was Star Trek 2, and I couldn't get enough. And then finally, Next Gen came out, and that's when, that was way, way after they stopped doing anything Star Wars. So I think just on the fact that there was stuff to watch from Star Trek, that's where I found Star Trek.
That explains a lot.
So back to the episode, we have Tuvok then turns into Riker, which means they are in the same area, being held somewhere, because they wouldn't be able
how
to
do they
turn
change
into...
them to people? Do you have to touch them first or something, or
That's I don't know. They used to have to be able to touch them, but
I don't know.
I think they might just go on visual. Just on sight, and that's a change. And I guess that's the exposition that comes up later, is to how that how they evolved to be able to do that. So then there's Tuvok starts to trace the location of the Titan. So they cut off the signal, and we get the opening title card, and then the title is Part 7, Dominion. Now, do you think any of these clickety clacks are Dominion? Because the original changelings, wasn't the Gem Hadar kind of the pawns in their war?
It's been so long since I've watched it. That sounds familiar, but I can't be sure.
who I guess?
Yeah, I'm not. It's like I said, it's been a while, but I can remember. The Cardassians teaming up with the Dominion, and I want to say the Gem Hadar were kind of like the soldiers, the ground troops that they would send in and sacrifice, because they were just,
Yeah, they were
lower form of life.
reptilian. They were birthed out of chambers or hatcheries, and they grew to full adult in 3 days.
Basically, they were like the clones.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't get. It says they had advanced language skills and cognitive reasoning, but I don't know. I don't know where the clicking is coming from.
Yeah, because these guys that chase them around the Titan are very clicky. They got some weird
What do you mean by
language.
clicky? Oh, you mean the way you speak?
Yeah,
Mhm.
the way they talk. So
You might have a problem like Sylvester the cat has. A lot of saliva going on.
yeah, could
Yeah,
be.
suck it up before you speak.
Or their dentures are loose. Who knows? So we're all in apparently what looks to be is this this looks like a ready room somewhere, and we have our first hint at a moral dilemma because they're trying to figure out a way to exploit the uniqueness of the new changelings, and Picard and Geordi and Crusher, Geordi says, there is somebody that might know how to figure this all out, and it turns out that it's Data. So Geordi goes down to speak to Data, and they say, let's turn him on, but just turn on his head. Don't turn on the body yet. Let's just have some cognitive functions only. And to me, that's a mistake, because who pops up first after Data says a couple of words, and then there he is, Lore.
Good old Lore.
And
Yep.
I tell you, Brent Spiner is kicking it this season.
He's
The
a good
way
actor.
he swaps back and forth. Sometimes, that character that he was on Night Court. I wouldn't be surprised
Yeah.
if he pops up. That would be a kind of little cool Easter egg, where all of a sudden the
go
old
on.
guy from Night Court pops up and he's like, there comes a time when we're just all the chickens.
Or the crazy scientist from Independence Day.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
there
he
you
was
go.
kind of like a Sung character anyway.
Yeah, he
So-
was.
Maybe he was. Maybe he's the guy that started. Maybe he's long lost relative. So we find out that that Sung and B4 are only stored in like a memory file, and not actually part of the unit, and it's just Data and Lore. So then we cut back to Vatic, and she's talking to Ghost Rider, and
I was going to say that too. You beat me to it, man.
she's talking to Nick Cage as the Ghost Rider, and yeah, he says something that's kind of interesting here, because you think that he's a changeling also,
Yes.
because whenever she goes and talks to the Hand, he comes out, and what do you think? What do you think it means when he says, your kind will find your own existence meaningless? Who could he be, or who could it be? What race is this?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I've been trying to figure out, because something is also said later on in the episode, where I think it was Crusher who asked her, what do you want with Jack? And she was like, not me.
Right.
Like it's, I don't want him, but the other dude does. And yeah, I don't know. Now I seen something interesting, not my theory, but remember who we thought these people were in the beginning? And I can't remember.
The conspiracy bugs.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Now somebody, which I thought was interesting, somebody thought that it's like those guys have teamed up with these guys. They're working together.
Yeah,
So
that was
the changelings and the conspiracy bugs. Yeah, they're working together, but evidently, according to this guy, the conspiracy bugs have dominance over these changelings now. Interesting theory, because that's kind of what we thought this was in the beginning, and not the changelings. So, but yeah, I have no clue who the mastermind is. And I keep trying to figure out from the floating head, seeing if I could see some features that, would give some clues. Yeah, speculation only. But yeah, you don't get really much of anything from that floating head. So,
right.
Yeah, that's...
Well, I was thinking, because she has to chop her hand off to talk to it, I'm thinking she's like a host, like sharing herself with that being, and the only way to communicate with it is to separate from herself.
And that's the way the conspiracy bugs worked. Is they would go in, and I mean, they couldn't talk, but you would have to be the host. So did they evolve into a floating
head?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just so weird. Yeah. Usually when I watch a show, I can kind of figure out where it's leading to or who the bad guy is. And between the floating head guy and whatever the hell is going on with Jack, I'm so confused.
He may be something like a changeling to begin with. I don't know.
Yeah, because Vadek says something later on, and I'm just like, what?
His eyes keep on glowing red, and you can get into people's heads, man.
Yeah, so about that, we see them, he's once again flirting with Disaster, because, Geordi's going to take care of him, blow him out of an airlock or something. But they're in the turbo lift, and he is reading her mind. Like, to me, that would be something that if it was Deanna's kid.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, who knows? Maybe it is Deanna's kid, and they gave her to Crusher to raise as their own. But who knows? That could be. I don't know. It's getting weirder and weirder. And,
he's always been able to hear voices in his head.
Yep.
But with this episode, I'm beginning to think, well, has he been just hearing offshoots of conversations from different parts of the ship, and they're just kind of all in his head? Or
right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just so confused by his powers, because they keep changing and evolving, and I don't think...
just not good, not used to good writers, That's what it is.
Yeah, because a lot of times what'll happen is you'll think where a show is going, but they'll throw you a curveball that makes absolutely no sense, and just to say, oh, this is what we always meant, Like there'll be an envelope
Like
on
the
a
Marvel
desk
universe?
somewhere, and all of a sudden you'd be like, "Oh, I see where this is going," and towards the end, you're like, "How the heck did they know? Oh, well, we didn't show you this before, but this is actually what caused the whole thing. They
Mm-hmm.
took the disc and put it in the computer." Well, how is that a mystery if you're just making it up as you go because you you wrote yourself into a hole? So
Yep. It's called the
hopefully
Marvel
this
universe, man.
it is now. Uh, but yeah, and his eyes are turning red, and he sees. Oh, excuse me. He sees.
Hello.
He sees the. That's my first on-air hiccup.
I thought you almost farted.
No.
I was like, oh, John.
He sees the tentacles or the whatever that is, the branches behind her head.
And the red door.
Was the red door in there again? Because I
don't know if it was that
like the
particular
red door?
scene or if it's
Right.
later on, but the red door does show up, and I'm like, what the hell's with that?
Matches the red lines.
So they go to the bridge, and she's like, I'm just gonna get out of the elevator here, because she's thinking, why doesn't he go slower? Like, just like touch my hand, and then he touches her hand, and she's like, what the hell are you doing? and it'll be like, well, hey, you just asked him to do that. So, but yeah, Jack goes up to the bridge, and they're being hailed from all over, trying to track where they are. And Shaw, hunched over his captain's chair, is just like, just ignore it like the rest. And because if they answer, it'll give the enemy the location of the ship. And they get a signal, which I guess comes from Riker.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like a secret code that lets him know that he's in trouble, and that he's compromised and he's been caught. So Jack and Picard go into the ready room, and he's like, I'm not worth it. Just call her and let me go. People are dying, And then Picard, I don't know how he came up with this idea, right?
Because he's Picard.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think I know a way how we can get Vadic. So they're setting a trap for Vadic and what was the name of the ship?
I didn't write that down.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I forget the name of their ship.
Titan? No,
I want to call it the Scimitar, but I know that's not right. But so now they're in open space in the Alpha Quadrant, and they.
Oh, are you talking
There's
about the Shrike?
Oh, that's right, the Shrike. Yes.
Okay.
So, there's a message, and what does the message say?
It's another ship that has, we found the fugitives, and you can hear people in the background and shooting and whatnot, and I suppose it's supposed to be a battle, and But I don't know how they faked that, or if they just brought up some random battle to that fit their situation to kind of fake out the Shrike.
They have AI
Now,
now, remember?
Hmm.
well, could they have, and I know they didn't mention it, but what I could see and see them doing is tractor beaming some of the junk from the scrapyard and creating a battle.
That could be too.
And then they turn off the engines, and Little Miss overacting says, "Prepare a boarding party. No transporters. Just go over by shuttle." And there's the Titan there, just floating dead in the water.
I wonder if
And-
changelings can't be energizable. That's why they avoid that.
Say that again?
I wonder if the changelings can't be on the transporter because they're goo. So maybe that's why they have to go through spatial.
Well, I think they have the transporters are now set up for genetic recognition. And
Oh.
so if they try to go through, I don't know if it turns them to goo and kills them or what the consequences are. But yeah, they have the transporter set up for genetic identity.
Mm-hmm.
You sure avoid them. That's why I was asking.
Yeah. So they get onto the Titan, and they're doing a little scan, and this was another one of those Easter eggs that I was just like, oh, that is so brilliant. Thank you for doing that. Because if you listen to the scan, it's the scan that Chekhov uses when he beams down to Ceti Alpha 6
Oh, didn't catch that.
and they're looking for Khan. It's the same sound. And when they're when they beam down to from Regula 1 and they beam down to the planet, at the end looking for or actually it's on Regular 1 when they find all the dead bodies. That's the same scanning sound from Star Trek 2.
Didn't snap to
So that was a nice touch. Little throwback Easter egg. So then they do this whole hallway maze chase, lock the doors thingy to try and separate everybody. And I don't know, this is where they kind of lost me a little bit, because some of these guys, when they get shot, just disintegrate. They get vaporized and turn into ashes. But then, like, the big guy at the end of the chase, he gets shot, but then he gets right back up.
Well, I think all of them get back up because when they go to the bridge, all of them are there. So I'm like, are the Federation phasers not strong enough to kill these guys, even on fully?
Or they're
But there
adapting.
were a couple that vaporized.
They might be adapting to
Like the Borg.
it. I'm telling you, man. The Borg's around here somewhere.
Well, that better not be, because I'm tired of the Borg.
That and
So-
Janeway's going to show up, so be prepared, John.
Well, she's missing too. We find out she's missing. They can't get in touch with her.
Yep.
So, is she captured? Is she compromised?
Is she in hiding?
So then we have this chase scene. This is the big dude. who's got he's got a shot right there. He can shoot her in the back, but decides not to and gets himself caught. So this whole scene is where they kind of lost me a little bit. So then we find out after all the shields start to drop that they've put up in what they call it, like Echo Section Delta, Section Alpha, and that's the doors.
Now let me ask you guys this:
force fields,
right?
Because I just found this out myself just recently. Did you know that's LeVar Burton's real daughter?
Yes.
Right there on the right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
We mentioned this a couple episodes ago when she first appeared.
Did not know that until recently.
This one is LeVar Burton's daughter.
All right.
So
sorry,
something's dropping the shields, and they can't figure out what it is. They can't get him out of there. Something's blocking the transporters. And it turns out that it's old Grumpy McGrubbins, and Lore has been taking over the computer systems because for some reason they turned on the cognitive functions, and that's all you need when you're a computer. You just need to turn it on, and the AI will take over.
Yep.
So then she starts whistling after she's been caught. And what does she say to her here?
I think this is where she says something about her compass, that she's getting to the point where she really doesn't give a rat's ass, and she's willing to, take her out.
And this is where you find out that it's not her that's looking for Jack. She's just basically, I guess, like a bounty hunter.
Yeah, she's
just
a minion.
Trying to bring him back. And we still don't know what it is that they're looking for.
Yeah, this is where they talk about Picard's body. This is why they stole Picard's body, and they want Jack's blood to make a near perfect doppelganger. And then Vadic says something about, this is where, why do you want Jack? And this is where Vadic says, not for me. And then she goes, and Jack, she said, Jack wasn't for me, but he wasn't meant for you either. Talking to Beverly. And I'm like, well, what the hell does that mean? Did they make Beverly think she was pregnant, or did they switch babies, or what the hell is going on? Yeah, and do you know about his physiology? Oh, what the hell does that mean?
I'm saying the board. Still calling it.
Okay. So here's what I got. Thinking about it right now. They need Picard and they need Jack. Correct?
Yep.
They need both to complete the full DNA.
Right. So they need the body. When did the body hit the floor? No. When how can I put this? All right. I'm just going to come right out and say it. Picard dies at the end of
Season
season
two?
1.
Oh, was it season 1?
Season 1. He's a robot through season 2 and 3. Right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Isn't he?
doesn't he have the positronic body like Data?
Right.
Yeah.
In season 2 and 3. So after season 2, Picard is dead. He's in a fake body. That is what screws up their plans. So now they need to steal the body and get the blood to make a perfect Picard.
So he'll
Because he died in season 1, and this all goes back to that. They've been planning this since the first season, and because Picard died and became a robot. See where I'm going?
Yeah, they need the body and the blood to make a near perfect Picard. Why? So he can pass the transporter.
Right. And when did that become impossible?
When he died.
When he died. So, of course, speculation only, but I'm calling it right here. They need it because Picard's body died in season 1. All right. We can end the show right there because I've just solved the mystery.
But why? Why did it need his body and, his son's blood? What's the outcome?
Because, well, what are they doing with it? That we don't know. But that's why they needed to get his body from Daystrom Station.
Well,
Because-
Picard said earlier that he is supposed to be at Frontier Days, which is hours away now. And they're wanting to get into that for some reason, I guess, to eliminate everybody. I don't know what their reasonings are. But in order for them, because I assume they're going to use his body to do nasty stuff. I mean, they're going to.
Hey!
Well, no, I just meant they're going to make him do things that.
Hey, what
like
what
blow
happens
up
at
the
Daystrom
whole-
Station? What happened at Daystrom Station stays at Daystrom Station. So let's
I know
not go that
came out
far.
wrong. But, I mean, that way they have control. They can make him do anything they want. Like blowing up the whole Federation or giving an order to
Right.
do that. I don't know. I think that's their end game is they need him because, he's the admiral and he's going to be given a big speech or whatever. And they need to get on because they're having it there at the Fleet Museum. So for some reason
So he's moving up in ranks, you're saying? But he's retired.
But they still refer to him as admiral.
Yeah. Except for Data.
Yeah, so other than knowing what the final outcome is, I think the reason season 3 is happening is because Picard died in season 1, and that's why they need Picard's body and Jack's blood, because him dying at the end, and there's also is it later on in the episode where they say the reason he died is because that was a faulty diagnosis?
I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Because I think that's what they were reading at the end, is that what do they
you
call
mean
it?
the Iridium syndrome or whatever it was called that him and Jack
Yeah,
both
whatever. Right. So, I think the reason that the changelings need to get Picard or Jack now is because they stole the body, and now they just need the blood. And that that will complete the whole puzzle that they need to do whatever they're doing on Foundation Day or
Frontier
whatever
Day.
day it is. Frontier Day. So she tells a long, long tale of how the Federation really isn't nice people. And they created the virus for the changelings, but they voted to not give them the cure, even though they said they did.
Mm-hmm.
So this is her reason why. And I guess that's because, is that something do the memories get handed down like through, like they do with Trill, or because she wasn't a changeling when that happened, so I guess when they took over the body, she became the personality of whoever took over. So it was because she was experimented on is what caused their evolution. So then we cut back to Geordi. They're still trying to figure out how to take over and prevent Lore from dropping the shields. And then we get the exposition of why the changelings are doing this, because they're angry and want revenge from being experimented on. So I guess all these vials here are, is that one changeling, or is there, I guess there's
Well, she
multiple
said, yeah, she said plural, brothers and sisters. So evidently each tube has a changeling in it.
and they're a little bit more liquidy than I remember.
And you would think there would be
They look-
more.
What?
I
Just
mean,
in
more
one vial?
liquid because, you know, when we see them go into liquid form or goo form, I mean, there's quite a bit. So I'm kind of surprised that, or maybe they're, I don't know how.
Maybe it's the essence of them.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
Well, that's always something I had an issue with Deep Space Nine. Was I just watched an episode where I guess it was the end of the Emissary Part 2, where Odo is disguised as a backpack or a bag.
Good
And he
Star
gets-
Trek right there.
He gets thrown in a closet, and he comes out the vents of the closet door, and it's like this much, but then he turns into a 6-foot tall guy, and you're like, where does all that come from? So
Evidently, they can
You would-
expand and.
yeah, you would think it'd at least be 1-to-1 ratio. So she's angry, and we find out that she was actually one of the scientists that experimented on the changelings.
See, that's
And
my
they-
theory I'm telling you about. She's taken over that body, and that's the changeling is that other entity that they were experimenting with when she chops
Right.
her hand off. I'm thinking she's two different people. See right there?
So when we are on screen and we get to see Amanda Plummer, or we get to see Vatic and Ghost Rider, does her personality change? Do you notice?
I don't know. You mean
Because that
from
could be, like when she chops her hand off and the entity leaves Vadic's body. You know what I mean? Like, does that...
Well, I know when she's talking to the floating head, she's very, very submissive. I mean, she's, she talks very softly and, doesn't raise her voice. And
Yeah, but then again, the ghostwriter says you and your kind.
yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess we'll figure out next episode. So, Jack and what's her name, Sydney, are still trapped, and Geordi is begging Data to help. And this, I had a little bit of an issue with Geordi last episode in the bounty.
Yes,
Because
he was a jerk.
He didn't. Well, not only that, he just didn't seem like Geordi. And LeVar Burton just kicked it up to 10, and him and Data together are just
Pure gold.
So far the three highlights are LeVar Burton, Brent Spiner, and Michael Dorn. I think those three coming back have so far really, really done an excellent job falling back into their characters.
Yeah, I agree.
And look at that anguish.
Yeah, this whole
Begging.
scene, I mean, I had tears. It was just so heartbreaking because, yeah, he was breaking down. He was given a very emotional speech trying to reach Data, trying to get past the lore personality and reaching Data to make Data fight to have the dominance over lore. And yeah, it brought me to tears.
Yeah, it was just and then maybe that's why he was such a jerk last episode, is because he just couldn't bear the loss of his friend. So then we get a couple of more Easter eggs when they're getting ready to kill Vadic by dropping the and I can't believe they used this phrase, the hermetically sealed cell that she was in. I mean, what does hermetically sealed even mean? I have no idea what that means. Johnny Carson had the hermetically sealed envelopes when he was Karnak. So,
yeah, but that took a mayonnaise jar.
So here we have Picard, and looks like I don't know, what is that, a Star Trek II phaser? Kind of looks like a Star Trek II phaser.
I do not know my phasers. So a hermetic seal. A hermetic seal is any type of sealing that makes a given object airtight, preventing the passage of air, oxygen, or other gases. So I would assume it prevents her from going goo, maybe, and escaping.
They can escape through those vents,
So Lore gives a little speech as, ask, why are you doing this? And he's like, yeah, because I'm doing it. Because, why do you do it? Why are the changelings doing it? It's just survival. So
For
So then
pure
he's
chaos.
dropping the shields. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, the shields drop, and they try to kill Vatic, but apparently when she's goo, she's phaser proof. So we're dropping the shields, and he says, "Let her go, Lore." And then she comes in, and all of a sudden, Jack enters her mind again. I don't think he's controlling her body. Do you think he was controlling her, or just
I kind of thought he was
suggesting?
because he was doing the moves and she would do them. I mean, he wasn't saying, okay, well, I guess he was kind of
Yeah.
saying, look up or look behind you, roll over this way. But he was doing the exact same movements as Sydney. So yeah, that
So
was
you have to
that was
remember
a freaky
your
scene.
mind. Your mind is picking up your thoughts to move your body. So he was putting his mind into her mind and moving his body for reaction because that's how your brain normally works for you to move your hands and all that.
And it was very weird.
Yeah,
It's almost like a Jedi mind trick.
wrong franchise. So
Apparently it worked.
It's a crossover event.
yeah,
There you go. That's why Yoda
Well,
showed up
I
at
mean-
the beginning.
you gotta figure these guys have at least seen Star Wars, because this takes place in the future, and Star Wars is a long time ago. So they've should be in the history books.
Should be.
So there we have a
That's an old
an
school
original
phaser
series phaser,
right there. Yeah.
which is pretty cool. And there is Sydney with. See if I can zoom in on this. Oops, that would be out. If I could just reading comprehension is tough. So that is a Star Trek 2 phaser.
So why do they have all these different phasers? That makes no sense to me.
So
Merchandising.
Jack probably has a.
I mean, they just have them laying around and, just pick whatever one feels comfy for you.
I guess
It just makes no sense.
it's so they can sell more.
This is true.
But which one is your favorite? I like that one.
Yeah, I agree on the old school one.
The one that has the hot glue gun tip.
The retractable phaser and a phaser. That was 2 in 1 back then.
Yeah. Yeah. There it is. That's a good shot of both of them. I tell you, they got the Easter eggs down. Or as one, I see these one guys. I forget. I think it's the. What is it? The pop culture cast or something like that. They call it Roddenberries instead of member berries. They call them Roddenberries.
Wah, wah, wah.
So this is where they go and do some research, and you figure out. I guess this was the whole plan, was to kind of do. It was kind of like a Black Widow plan, where you think you let them think they're in control, but you're actually getting a whole bunch of different information out of them. So it's kind of Marvel-esque. Black Widow-ish, where they got the information that they needed, and we find out that Thelonium 847, whatever that is, there's trace amounts, and it has, what did she say, 100-year half-life or something like that?
Yes.
So now they can track them, and Shaw comes out.
Poor Shaw. He's just
And,
getting the
uh,
crap beat out of him this season.
Yeah, he's having it rough.
He can't catch a break.
He gets clunked in the face and then knocked out, and they drag everybody to the bridge. And I mean, I don't know how this guy has any blood left in him. He's been bleeding for a week straight. So
No, he's bleeding internally, remember?
yeah, he had holes in him. His leg was or something, and now he's got, looks like a cracked skull.
He had a collapsed lung too.
Yeah,
It's
They-
gonna be
they
a full
must have
body
some good
cast
insurance.
next episode, you know?
yeah. He's just like this.
They can wheel him around.
Well, he turned. Yeah. Do they have Captain Pike's wheelchair?
There you go. He doesn't
So
need
they
it
all
yet.
enter the bridge. She takes over the bridge, and she's like, I'd like to address my ship. And there is Geordi and Data listening as all hell is breaking loose, and the ship is now in control of Vatic. And Shaw's just laying on the ground going,
Not again.
why did I let them on my ship? Because he knew this was going to happen. Way back at dinner, he said, this is what's going to happen. We're not going to have any of this stuff. And I think he kind of jinxed himself.
Mm-hmm.
So then she takes over the ship, and now she is the captain of the USS Titan, and she says, Jack, my dear, it's time you learned who you truly are.
What the hell does that mean?
Dun, dun, dun.
Damn it.
Yeah, who is Jack?
Well, right before that, she says something about bringing Jack Crusher where he most belongs. Does that mean the Great Link, or? Yeah, I'm just so confused as to what the hell's going on with Jack. I mean, I like it, but then I don't like it because I can't figure it out.
Right.
But I like it.
You know, this is why people
that's
binge
it.
watch these shows, you know?
Yeah, I can't. I've watched this series so far. Each one I've probably watched it 4 times.
Really?
And yeah, each
I'm
episode.
impressed.
And when it's done in 3 weeks, I'm gonna watch it all straight through.
Gonna binge it.
I'm gonna binge it. Yeah.
Someone's going to probably make a
Yeah.
movie, add them all together.
Yeah, it'd be almost as long as Lord of the Rings.
They did it with, which one? Obi-Wan, right? I'm pretty sure the
Yeah.
same guy would do it.
And it's a heck of a lot better. And they
haven't seen
turned
it.
the Book of Boba Fett into 2 movies in chronological order. So
Oh, really?
that one is even better too. But there you have it. That's basically a wrap on episode 7, Dominion. Another good episode. I enjoyed it. It was 44 minutes of exposition, which I think we needed, because there was a lot of questions leading up to now. And now, guess what? There's even more questions.
I was gonna say we still have questions.
So-
Damn it!
Now, let me ask you this: does this? Let's see. Can I bring this up? Let me see if I can share this quick. Oh. Talk amongst yourselves.
So, what do you think about that Tetris movie? Oh, wait a minute. Spoiler.
I do plan on watching it. I never played the game, but you know,
Oh, really?
yeah,
It's the most addictive game on the planet.
I'm not much of a gamer because I suck. I'm not good at it.
Oh. Tetris, there's no way you can suck at Tetris. It's like saying
Believe me,
you
I
suck
would
at
find a
Pac-Man.
way.
If you can play Pac-Man, you can play Tetris.
Miss Pac-Man, I
And-
was good at back in the day.
Okay.
Now, was there a
Used to go
Mario
to
version
Chuck
of
E.
that?
Cheese and spend my allowance there on Miss Pac-Man machine.
I would too. I used to bet people, higher, the winner of the game or the highest score pays for the next game, and doesn't have to pay for the next game. And I got pretty good at Galaga, and people were paying for me to play Galaga.
I was good at Pong. That's how far back I go.
Well, Pong is almost
I
like
love
Tetris.
Pong. I like Pong, but when Super Breakout came out, I really dig that one.
I'm showing my age now.
All right, so let me know if you have sound, because I'm going to play something, and let me know if you hear it, because I don't know if I have my settings correct.
Nope. I can't hear anything.
No. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
That's my
That's
T-Mobile internet.
Is this the one you made?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, it is. It's really good. I liked it.
Yeah, I watched it a couple times.
And you kept on making
Oh,
different
you're the
versions,
one.
right? What
This is
version
version
is this, John?
3. This
Yeah.
is version 3. So there's that one shot at the end of the episode where the camera's looking down at Geordi and Data has that light coming out of that light rope coming out of his head, and he's connected into the computer. And on one of the versions, somebody had questioned I never realized Data was the voice of the computer. And that's something that I thought would be really cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Have Data merge with the Titan and become the voice of the Titan.
So,
Kind of do
kind of
the-
like Star Wars, where Lando's robot integrates with the Falcon.
Yeah, where Lando's gay robot decides.
He
they
was
plug
screwing
him
that
in.
robot, man. He
Yeah.
was having sex with that robot.
So this is
But that robot was
is,
a chick, though. No, it was not. It was.
so yeah. This is my prediction. I don't know if it's going to come true, but that would be cool. That's how Data. What happens to Data is he merges with the Titan and becomes the AI in the Titan, and that's what makes the Titan a super ship, so to speak, because it's got the artificial intelligence of Data built in. But
And then they could do a mirror episode and have Lore come out and do some weird stuff to this ship.
well, we've seen Lore 3 or 4 times in Next Gen, so. But yeah, that would be pretty neat. And I'm looking forward to episode 8. I don't think there's a title drop yet on it. But that's it. So let's give our final reviews. Out of 10, Debbie, what do you give this episode?
I'd give it a 9.
Oh, still up high, because I know last week's episode was around a 9 too.
9 or 10, yeah.
I'm
Jeff?
still climbing. I got a 20 now going. Still interesting.
Yeah, this one was, I would say this is a 6.5. I mean, it was good. I like the I like the little member berries, little Easter eggs in it, the guns and the sounds and stuff. So yeah, I give it about a 6.5, maybe a 7, a low 7. But looking forward to the next one. Can't wait. I can't believe it's only Saturday tomorrow, and we have 5 days or 6 days to go before the next one. Damn you, Paramount. Release them all.
Release the Kraken.
That's it. Yep. Release the Kraken. So, Deb, what you got coming up this week? You guys still off on Marvel, even with the major, not Jonathan Winters, Jonathan Major news?
Yeah, we're still off. We will. I think we're supposed to come back on. Let me check my calendar real quick.
You already did your Ant-Man review?
Oh yeah, we did that a couple weeks ago. I think
it's all John's.
Yeah, it was a small review.
He was frustrated.
I think we're supposed to come back April 24th, because the next week Guardians of the Galaxy comes out on the May the 4th or May the 5th. So
on Star Wars Day? Wow.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna talk about what our expectations are for the movie, or yada yada yada.
And then did they re-announce Secret Wars for June?
For June, yeah, I was kind of shocked about that one,
because I thought they had pushed it back.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to be in the fall. I could be remembering wrong, which is possible. But yeah, I was surprised by June, because I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I'm not mad, but
they're trying to compete with Star Trek, because Strange New Worlds Season 2 is in June.
Yeah, I was surprised that was coming out so soon. But I'm not mad about that either, so it's all good. And then Thursday we'll have Bad Batch Season 2. That's all over with, so our next show will be all Mando.
What do you think of this week's episode of Mando?
I liked it. I think something's going on, but I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I'm suspect of Bo, and I don't know, maybe the armor too. Something going on. It ain't right. But yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Get the Bo-Katan show.
It's the Mandalorian. She's a Mandalorian. They're all Mandalorians.
Yep.
It doesn't say it the Din Djarin show. It just says the Mandalorian.
And she walks
That
both
is
ways.
That's
Both
true.
worlds, yes. She walks both worlds.
Yeah.
Which still confuses me, but yeah, so
Jeff, what do
that'll be Thursday night at 9:30 Eastern.
Okay.
Well,
Jeff, what do you got coming up?
More video games. I'm still diving into stuff.
Still looking at your 7,000 games system?
Oh, that I actually finished it, kind of, sort of. I screwed up 5,200 games, and ColecoVision are not reading now. So I've made a valuable lesson. When you about ready to tweak things, make a copy. I didn't do that.
Backups.
Quit,
And I'm not gonna,
quit while you're
I'm not
ahead.
gonna spend it still looks pretty. It just you can't activate the game in the 5200s or the ColecoVision, but you can look at the games and it has the video. But
Mhm.
I did, for the most part, everything works fine. Unfortunately, the Vectrex, when you go into the game, it's all black and white, and I can't figure out how to find a way to put overlay. But I do have another program now. I'm telling you, John, it's into you. It's got the Vectrex working properly. I think I did the video a while back on the Collector Zone playing Vectrex games.
Okay.
That's the one I'm talking about. I just can't seem to figure out how he did it. And every time I try to do a copy of a program, they change it so much that either you're screwing your stuff over or their stuff won't work right. So
Right.
I'll give you both if you want to play with it.
Yeah, I like to play the Vectrex ones. And
You just gotta get a pie.
yeah. Well, I get a pie and then, doesn't last long. You have it for dessert.
No, not that pie.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it for this one. We will see you next week. Hopefully, the great, what's his name?
That
Bill
Victor dude. The Victor dude.
Yeah, he went to the Warriors game tonight. I don't know who are the Warriors.
You know, that's that street gang, man. You don't remember?
That's that movie.
Yeah. I was teasing him about
Come
that
out.
too.
Come out to play.
It's a good movie.
So, yeah, he went to go watch the Warriors. I don't know what town they're from. I'm assuming it's somewhere in California.
It's not football.
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
all right. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. If you liked this, please hit the like button. Please share it out there on the socials. If you are not subscribed, please click the subscribe button. We've gotten a couple of new subscribers this last week. We are pushing 3,200, but we would like you to hit the like button now and get us out there. Anytime you watch a video, if you could just hit the like button, we'd appreciate it. It doesn't cost you nothing.
It's free.
Move. It's it.
Now,
You just move your,
if you don't hit the
move
like
your
button,
thumb.
Chewy's going to get it next week.
No. No.
I'm joking. I'm
My
joking.
kitty.
Could be a lot of comments about cat lovers hating this now.
Well, we could do without those kind. So,
Cat lovers?
yeah.
What?
Oh,
We'll
man.
see.
Look at Chewy. It's like, what?
Yeah.
That's it. We will see you guys next week on the Geek and I podcast. Jeff and I will be back Wednesday night with a review of
Tetris. 4 little blocks, several different ways to show them.
That's it. We're going to go watch the movie Tetris, and we'll have our review Wednesday. We will see you then on the Geek and I podcast. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell us how much you think I suck. And we will see you next time. Have a good week.
On the next one.
We'll